This book starts with Jessica complaining she hates ballet class. She wants to skip class so she can go to the beach. In the same breath, the book says Jessica loves ballet and she practices 2 hours a day. So does she love ballet or hate it? Which one? Argo Funk Book Review, Argo Funk Book Review. The teacher, Madame Andre, likes Elizabeth. She compliments Elizabeth's dance moves, and she even stops the class for a bit so everyone can see Elizabeth demonstrate the proper techniques. Madame never says anything to Jessica, which makes Jessica super jealous of her sister. Jessica tries to make herself look good in class by standing next to the worst student, Amy Sutton. Elizabeth says, maybe that makes Jessica look bad by association, not good by comparison. Jessica agrees to fix the problem by tutoring Amy in ballet after school. Or she could try standing in a different part of the classroom. That seems like it would be a lot easier. Jessica forgets about tutoring Amy. When she does remember, she's distracted by talk of Halloween. Elizabeth's forced to tutor Amy in Jessica's place. Jessica is furious when Elizabeth gets all the credit for Amy's improvement. Instead of taking responsibility for her actions, Jessica blames Elizabeth for everything. She says Elizabeth is a teacher's pet. That is such a mean insult. The twins stop talking to each other. On audition day, Mom and Elizabeth leave the house to go shopping. Madame calls to say auditions are being moved ahead 4 hours. They're happening right now. We're not told why auditions are moved up. It's massively rude and inconvenient to everyone to change the time on the day of the audition without explanation. This is before cell phones, so I'm sure there were plenty of people who did not get the message in time and missed the audition. Jessica's excited because without Elizabeth auditioning, she is sure to get the solo. She does feel a little bad about throwing her sister under the bus, so she writes a note about the time change. At the audition, the other girls point out Jessica could have called the mall and have her mother paged. Very true! Jessica lies to the teacher and the other students. She pretends Elizabeth ditched the audition for no good reason. Sort of like how Jessica ditched teaching Amy earlier. Jessica's schemes are foiled when Elizabeth shows up at the very last second. Elizabeth's audition is a success, and she gets the solo in the recital. The recital has a scene from Coppelia, where ballerinas dance near a life-size doll. Someone steals the doll. Madame is very upset because they cannot possibly dance without a doll prop on stage. That's impossible! The book tries to trick readers into thinking Jessica stole the doll. Turns out it's Amy. Amy wanted an excuse to play the doll at the recital, because sitting on stage and doing nothing the whole time is way easier than dancing. The twins fight a lot, as Jessica insists that Elizabeth is a teacher's pet. I was shocked when Mom does actual parenting in this book. She rarely does that in the Sweet Valley series. Mom talks to the girls separately and tries helping them. Mom tells Jessica she's being a sore loser. Mom tells Elizabeth they can't give in to Jessica's temper tantrum. Jessica needs to learn she can't always get what she wants. That is a good lesson, and I wish that was the moral of the book. It's not. The book takes less than a chapter to go from Jessica can't always get what she wants to Jessica deserves to get whatever she wants whenever she wants it. Elizabeth starts messing up her dance moves because she's nervous. When Jessica helps her, Elizabeth realizes Jessica's the superior dancer. Elizabeth berates herself for being a filthy, no-good teacher's pet. Ugh! Why is she stealing all the attention that Jessica deserves? You're the worst, Elizabeth. So Elizabeth pretends to hurt herself. That way Jessica can take her place in the recital. Jessica gives a fantastic performance, and Madame Andre is amazed to learn Jessica's good at dancing. I suppose that means Jessica was right all along. Madame Andre hated Jessica for no reason and treated her unfairly. What a terrible teacher. The end. Post-book follow-up. I liked this better than the previous book. True, it's mostly Jessica having a huge temper tantrum, but I prefer that to seeing Jessica actively ruin other people's lives. Plus, Jessica's a lot nicer. She feels sympathy for other people, and she feels regret over her bad choices. The ending insists that Elizabeth was a teacher's pet all along. The problem is that Elizabeth is not a teacher's pet. She doesn't kiss up to the teacher or get the teacher presents. At no point does Elizabeth do anything to influence Madame Andre. And yet the ending insists Elizabeth is the villain who must be punished so Jessica can get a happy ending. That ending does not fit the book. I would rewrite this book so Elizabeth is a teacher's pet in the first part. It honestly wouldn't be too difficult to make Elizabeth a legitimate teacher's pet. That's definitely something she would do. At school, Jessica brags to her friends that she's so special and amazing, she's totally going to get the solo in the upcoming ballet recital. I don't know why she brags about this. I know she's a show-off who always wants to be the center of attention, but it seems weird for her to say, "I'll get the solo," after repeatedly saying, "I can't get the solo because the teacher likes Elizabeth." Overall, the book probably needs a rewrite, make Elizabeth more of a teacher's pet, and make Jessica less of a brat whose temper tantrum is rewarded. But that wouldn't be a huge rewrite, more like some gentle massaging to make the book better for the younger readers that it's aimed at. I give Sweet Valley Twins #2, Teacher's Pet, a 4 out of 10.